Good morning. Welcome to the GATE 2020 series of lectures. This is lecture number 3, part of AICT Prerana scheme. And I am Dr. Mahbub Basha Sheikh, Professor, Department of CSE, Madanpalli Institute. I have taken the topic data structures and programming. This topic already have covered some concepts like fundamentals of C, the operators, all some questions that appeared in the last GATE exams. And as part of this data structures and programming, this session, I want to cover pointers concepts because there are several questions on pointers. I want to cover pointers, some concepts of pointers in this next session. I want to solve some. It may not be possible to cover the entire pointer topic. We'll see. We will try to have more lectures then cover pointer concept, and also we'll try to solve the questions that appeared in the last gate. So this session I want to cover pointers. Under pointers, I want to cover the type of pointer, because there is slight clarity we have to give related with the type. Then the next thing I want to cover is arithmetic operations related with pointers, arithmetic operations that can be performed. Then what we can do is array and array versus pointers, because there are several questions on this particular point. Then we'll see the dynamic memory allocation if required. So these are the subtopics I want to cover as part of this. Now, before we see what is the type of the pointer, I'll define pointer. A pointer is a variable, but it's not a normal variable. Pointer is a special variable. Is a special variable. Why it is special? I'll give you a special variable. Normally, when you declare a variable, suppose if I declare a variable int a equals to 25, what happens here is for this variable some memory is allotted. And it is named as a, and value 25 will be stored, and this location will have some address. So the important thing is all variables are stored in memory, and every memory is collection of locations starting from 000 to FFFF, and there will be some address attached to these locations, and that address is mentioned here. This is 2400. This is a normal variable. Variable will get this kind of thing when we declare the variable. But when you take a variable, the variable holds a value. When you take a pointer, pointer is a special variable. It does not hold value, but it will give the information about where exactly the variable is present. Or we can, in other words, we can say it stores the address of the variable, or in another words, we can say the pointer points to the variable. Because this variable points to the some other variable, so it is called as a pointer. So pointer is a variable which will be pointing to some other variable. How it points? By holding some address. So because it's a special variable, its declaration is also should be done in a special way. So the special way is adding asterisks here. So I have pointer PTR. So when I declare a pointer PTR, because it's also a variable like other variables, it will get memory area. So there will be pointer. The name is given as PTR. Now I can store the address of a variable like A's address I can get by preceding with ampersand. So now 2400 is stored here. 2400 is stored here, and because 2400 is stored here, this points to this. So because this pointer points to a variable, points to some other variable by holding its address of that variable. So it is a pointer. And normal variable does not hold. Normal variable holds the value, but pointer holds address of the variable. So because it is holding the address of variable, we say it points to some variable. It points to some variable. So that is how the pointer works. Now. When you have a variable and there is a name to the variable, why again to have pointer to that variable? But pointer has got so many advantages. We'll see as part of this lecture, wherever required, I'll be giving you why pointers are used, the importance of pointers. So before that, when you take the memory, memory is collection of locations. Memory is collection of locations. And when you take this collection of locations, there will be some variables like memory locations will be present like this. So 000, it will go up to some memory location, the last location. Depending upon the number of bits, the size of the address will be decided, and the number of locations will be decided. These are all called as address spaces. Collection of addresses is called as address space. When you take a variable, now these addresses are stored in pointer. Now, why I am giving this is when you take this address, the addresses are all integers. They're all integers. That too, there cannot be a negative address, all positive addresses. So in C, this positive, only positive 0 and above, if you take, they are called as unsigned. So pointer is unsigned integer variable. So when you take here pointer, the important point to note is pointer is unsigned integer variable. Unsigned integer variable. So one thing to note here is I may be declaring a pointer like float asterisk p1. I may be declaring a variable like this, and this is p1 is a pointer because there is asterisk, then double uh, asterisk p2. I'm declaring character asterisk p3, then int asterisk p4. So I'm declaring different pointers. Now, whatever type attached here, there is some type float attached, double attached here, char attached, int attached. This type, whatever attached to the pointer, it is not the it is not the type of the pointer. So type of the pointer is always unsigned integer. But whatever type we are attaching to the pointer during declaration, it is actually the type of the value the pointer is going to point. This is the type of the value pointer is pointing. Value the pointer is going to point or pointer points. So these are all the type of the value pointer points, not the type of the pointer. Type of the pointer is always unsigned integer. Type of the pointer is always unsigned integer because it is going to hold addresses, and addresses are always unsigned integers. So there is no, they're never going to be a negative value, and also there is never going to be real number. So I cannot have address like 1.5. The addresses are unsigned integers, whole numbers, and they're all positive always. They're all positive always. So that is the type of the pointer. So irrespective of the type of value the pointer is pointing, pointer is always unsigned integer. So this is one particular thing I want to give. And the type whatever we are attaching in the declaration, it is actually the type of the variable the pointer is going to point. That is first thing I want to give. Next is pointer arithmetic operations. Arithmetic. Now, there are several arithmetic operations normally that we can perform, like we can multiply, we can divide, we can add, we can subtract, we can increment, we can decrement. But as far as pointers are concerned, we cannot perform all kinds of operations. There are some there there are some restrictions or limitations on the type of the operations, arithmetic operations we perform on pointers. So the type of arithmetic operations that we can perform on pointers are increment, decrement, we can perform increment, decrement, then add, subtract, integer, 2. We can add integer 2 or subtract from pointer. So this is second operation. Third operation is subtract one pointer from the other. These are the only operation we can perform on pointers. No other operation is allowed. So we can perform increment on pointers. We can subtract, add integer 2 pointer from pointer, and we can subtract 1 pointer from the other. We cannot add two pointers. We cannot multiply 2 pointers, divide 2 pointers. So all these are logically senseless. They are senseless because when you take pointer, they are addresses. So we never add 2 addresses. We never multiply addresses, divide addresses, kind of thing. We can increment address. Suppose even if you take the house addresses, take one address and add one, increment it, I'll get the next house address. Or add some number integer to it, like 10. If I add, I'll get the address of a house which is 10 houses away from the current house. Or if I subtract one address from the other, I can get the number of houses present in between the 2 addresses. These are all logical. They are having some sense. Now, if you add 2 addresses, it is meaningless. Divide 2 addresses, meaningless. Any other operation is meaningless. Only operations that are meaningful on pointers, that means addresses, are increment, decrement, pointers, add, subtract, integer, 2 pointer or from pointer, subtract 1 pointer from the other. These are the only operations with which are having some sense related with the pointer. So they are allowed in C language to perform on pointers. Now, when you take a pointer, so if I have a variable int a10 and I have int asterisk p equals to ampersand a. So there is a variable a present with the value stored 10 there. So I'll keep name this side a here and address 2004. Then I'll take pointer p whose now when I have the value there is 10. Now I can use this pointer in for 2 purposes. One is to refer the value. To refer the value it is pointing. So if I want to refer the value it is pointing, I have to say that can be done with asterisk p. This is how we do it. Now if I want to refer address, then I had to use p. So now when I take these two, the restrictions, whatever I am speaking here, I am saying we can perform only 3 operations on pointer, 3 arithmetic operations on pointers. All these restrictions are when I use the pointer to refer address. When I am using the pointer, so there are restrictions on this. When I am using pointer to refer the value like this, no restriction. There is no restriction because I am referring the value. Here I am referring address. So the restrictions are applicable. The restrictions are applicable when I am using pointer to refer the address. When I am using dereferencing operator asterisk to refer the value, there is no restriction. That is what I want to clear. So that means I can say asterisk p1 divided by asterisk p2. This is a perfectly okay statement. But I cannot say p1 by p2. This is not allowed, meaningless. Now I can say p1 plus p2. This is meaningless. I I can say asterisk P1 plus asterisk P2. This is so the restrictions are when you are using pointer to refer the addresses, not when you are using pointer to refer the values. And one point generally should be given importance is whenever there is a pointer involved. So the RHS and LHS. So both should be at same level. Both should be same level. That means both should be either pointers or both should be values, both should be pointer to pointers, like that. That's what I mean. So if I have int asterisk p1, int asterisk p2, I have int a. Now if I take this, in this case, when I say P1 equals to P2. Both are okay. These are both are okay. Both are pointers, same level. There is no problem. P1 equals to A. This is wrong because LHS is a pointer. This is not a pointer, which is value. So this is wrong. Now when I say asterisk P1 equals to A, now this is referring value and this is referring value. Both LHS and RHS are same. So this is a perfectly. Now suppose if I take P1 equals to ampersand A. This is a pointer LHS. This is a pointer RHS. So both, because I'm taking address, both are pointers. This is perfectly valid statement. Now when I take P1 equals to ampersand P2, this is a pointer and this is pointer to pointer. I'm taking address of a pointer, which is nothing but pointer or address of a pointer. There are two different things. Address, address to pointer. So these are at different levels. I cannot use this. So whenever you have a assignment statement involved with pointers, ensure that both LHS and RHS are referring similar kind of information. Both should be values, both should be pointers, both should be pointer to pointers. If they are differing in the type level of information they are representing, then this statement is wrong. So you have to be careful while using this assignment statement. So this is one point to note. Now I'm coming back to this arithmetic operations on pointers. So the first operation is uh, decrement pointer, decrement pointer. Now I told you when I take a variable, when I take declare a variable int a equals to 20, then suppose if I take double x equals to 3.14, if I have some statement like this. Now a actually when you take a memory, when you take memory, somewhere in the middle, we are given the values something like this. A occupies 4 bytes. So because integer is 4 bytes, it occupies 4. 4 bytes. And maybe this address is 2400, this is 2401, 2402, and 2403. X by different locations, because when you take double, it is 8 bytes. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So this is, I'll assume that this is 3000, then this is 3001, 5, 6, 7. So totally 8 bytes occupied by X. Now, when you take this value here, this 20 is stored in all these locations together, and 3.4 is stored in all these 8 together, 3.14. Now, when I take a pointer, suppose if I take int asterisk p1 equals to ampersand a, so even though a has several addresses, but the pointer will be always holding the address of the first location of the variable, wherever it is present. So 2400. So it is referring to this. and it knows that this variable occupies 4 bytes. Similarly, when I take double asterisk P2 equals to ampersand X, so P2 is another pointer, and it holds 3000, and it is again the starting address of the pointer. So this is one thing we should know. Now, when this is the situation and how the memory is given to the variables, now when I increment pointer, suppose when I say P1 plus plus, or when a decrement pointer, we'll see decrement. Okay, okay, increment only I'll give. So P2 plus plus. Normally, when I say A plus plus, the value is incremented by 1. So now this becomes 21. But when I say P1 plus plus, it should be, in fact, it should be incremented by 1. But when it is pointer arithmetic, when you are incrementing pointer, see pointer, the purpose of the pointer is to point to a full variable, the whole variable. It will never point to part of the variable. So it has to point to full variable. Suppose if P1 is 2400, if I increment it by 1 and it becomes 2401, now when it is 2401, it is pointing to part of the variable, not to the beginning or full variable. So increment pointer, that means you want to point to next variable of same type. So where the next variable of same type is present after 4 bytes, because the current variable, because it is integer, it occupies 4 bytes. So it is present after 4 bytes. So the starting address of next integer, if at all present, will be present at 2404. Will get by adding the size of the integer to the current address. So now, when I increment pointer, it is not incremented by 1, it is incremented by size of the data type pointer is pointing. So here, now size of the data type is 4, so this becomes 2404. Now, if I increment this, because it is 8, so 3008, because the next variable float will be present here, it will point to this, and this will point to the this, where the next variable is going to be present. Next integer or next variable of same type is going to be present. So when I take P1, when I increment pointer, pointer is incremented or decremented by the size of the data type pointer is pointing. Incremented by size of the data type pointer is pointing. Size of the data type pointer is pointing. Data type pointer is pointing, not by pointer is pointing, not by the by 1. So this is important. So because when it is integer, size is 4, it is incremented by 4. When it is double, size is 8, it is incremented by 8. When it is character, size is 1, it is incremented by 1. This is also applicable for decrement. So when you increment or decrement pointer, it is not incremented or decremented by 1. It is incremented or decremented by the size of the data type the pointer is pointing. Why it is like that is, if at all the next variable of same type is present, it will be present there. And also a pointer should be pointing to the beginning of the variable, not to the middle location of the variable. If it is pointing to the beginning of variable, we can fetch the entire variable. If it is pointing to somewhere in the middle, it is meaningless. So it is incremented or decremented by size of the data type pointer. That is increment or decrement. Now, when you take adding integer, subtracting integer from pointer, so subtract, subtract integer 2 from pointer, When you take this, this is add subtract is a common operation. When you say take increment and decrement, it is same. Increment and decrement, you can say one special case of add subtract integer 2 from pointer, because when you increment decrement, it is by 1. Add subtract integer, it can be anything 2, 3, 4, and say so on. And if you take increment and decrement, it is one special case of add subtract integer 2 from pointer. So if I have a pointer int asterisk p1 and suppose it is pointing to some integer p1 equals to p1 plus 100, I can say, then I may have a double pointer, double asterisk p2, then it is pointing to some variable p2 equals to p2 minus 25. This way I can refer. So whenever I add some integer or subtract integer from pointer, it is not added with that value. It is added with added or subtracted with value times the size of the data type pointer is pointing. So this is actually when you take, it is actually the value times size of the data type, size of the data type. So when you take this, suppose assume that P1 is 2000. Now when I say P1 100, so 2000 plus 100 into the size of the data type, so this becomes 2400. Now suppose here when I take P2, we'll assume that P2 is 3000, and when I say P2 P2 which is 3000 minus 25, so this is minus 25 into the size of the data type 8, so it is 25 into 8 200, so this is going to become 2000. So this is add subtract integer from pointer. So that is how the integer can be added, subtracted to pointer and from pointer. So this is one arithmetic operation that is allowed on pointers. Next is the third one is subtracting one pointer from the other. Subtracting one pointer from the other. Subtracting one. So that means I can say P1 minus P2. You can subtract one pointer from the other, but the important thing to note here is both pointers must be pointing to the same type of point, otherwise it is illegal operation. Both pointers must be pointing to same type of variable, pointing to same type of variable. So P1 if pointing to integer, P2 must be pointing to integer. P1 is pointing to character, P2 must be pointing to character. Otherwise, it is wrong. You cannot perform this subtraction operation on pointers pointing to two different types of data. So both must be pointing to same type of variable. That is important. Both must be float or both must be character, whatever it is. One more point to note here is now the result of this operation is not a pointer. Result of this operation is not a pointer. Not This is again a common sense and it has sense. When you take two addresses of houses, if you subtract one address from the other, you will not get the address of some other house, you will get the number of houses present in between the two. Similarly, if you subtract two pointers, you will not get another pointer. It will variables of the type the pointers are present, the number of variables of the type the pointers are pointing that are present in between the two pointers. So it is the number of variables of the type the pointers are pointing that can be present in between the two pointers. So when you take this one, adding uh, integer, subtracting integer from pointer, increment pointer, this result of these two operations are pointers. So if you take a address of a house, add 1 to it, I'll get another address. If I take address of house, subtract some value 100 from it, I'll get again address. But if I subtract one address from the other, I'll not get address. So incrementing, decrementing, or adding, subtracting integer with respect to pointers will give you the pointer or address. But when you subtract one pointer from the other, you will not get address. So that is both should be having same type. Now, when I take one more example here, suppose if I have a, if I declare, okay, I'll take some variable a and having some value does not matter here. And I have a pointer int asterisk p1 uh, pointing to a, then I have a pointer int asterisk p2 pointing to b. Now, when I take this memory related with this, so assume that the memory is like this. And assume that A is present somewhere here. A is present somewhere here with the address 2700. B is present somewhere here. The address with the address. Now, when I take subtract P2 minus P1, so it is actually in fact the actual difference. Actual difference. When you subtract like this, the result will be the actual difference divided by the size of the data type pointer. So when you take this actual difference, it is 3000 minus 2700. Actual difference when you take it is 300. In fact, it should be 300 by the size, which is 4. So it is 75. So what this 75 gives is, in between A and B, these two addresses, there is a possibility of 75 integers that are present in between these two. When you subtract one pointer from the other, it will give the number of variables of the type the pointers are pointing that can be present in between the two addresses. 75 is the number of integers that can be present in between. That is one more thing to note is whenever there is you want to have a clarity related with pointers, always draw a diagram. Then it will give a lot of clarity. So that is next. The important point to note to learn is array versus point. So this is very important thing because there will be several questions. Now, what I say with respect to this is array and pointer are closely related. They are very closely related. I can also say that they are one and the same. And the same. Why I'm saying they are one and the same is because both holds addresses. So this is one important. So when I take int array of, suppose if I am storing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So I have an array. I have array here, and it is having 5 elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here this is 2008, 2012, and 2016, and this is. But in fact, array is also holding the address of the starting address of this entire locations, or address of the first element. So like pointers, it is also address, but only difference is when you take array when you take, it is a constant pointer. That means year is 2000 and it should remain 2000 during the entire course of the program. So this is always pointing to this. Now if I try to change that address, it is an error because it's a constant. So array is a constant pointer. Now when you take pointer, as I gave you, it is a variable pointer. It can, what I mean is, suppose if I take some pointer, So if I take some pointer int asterisk p during some address of a, so p is pointing to a. Suppose a is present at some location 4000, 4000. So p is pointing to this. Later, I may say p equals to r. So p equals to ar. So now 2000 is stored here. So r 2000 is stored here. So now when you take this, pointer can point to different variables at different stages of execution. At different times of execution, the pointer may be holding different addresses, whereas array must be holding always the same address, which is address of the first element of the consecutive elements, and it can never change. So it's also address, but it's fixed. I can, so here I'm saying p equals to r. I cannot say r equals to ampersand a. This is not allowed because this is a constant. Now this is perfectly okay. This is perfectly okay because this is a variable. So otherwise, both are same. So once I have like this, and once I make a pointer point to array, I can interchangeably use pointer and array in the same way. In fact, when you declare an array like this, suppose if you have an array, I have array of some 5 elements like what I gave. It will occupy some locations like what I there is first location, assume that it is 3000, second location 3004, 3008, 3004, second location, second element, 3008, third element, 3012, fourth element, 3016, fifth element. Now, whenever I refer some element like this, what actually done when I refer an element like this, normally we refer element like this, what actually done is it will take the base address plus index into size to get the address of the location. Base address is nothing but AR, which is nothing but 3000. So 3000. Suppose assume that I is 2. So plus 2 into size, which is 4. So this will give you 3000. This will give you 3008. So this is 0th element, first element, and second element. And second element will be having the same address. That's how the elements of the array are accessed, and it is actually based on the pointer because the array name itself is a pointer, and it will be considered as base address. So as long as you don't change that, you can use it as if it is a pointer. So I can write asterisk. I can write asterisk here because here in this particular thing I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 here. When I say asterisk AR, so AR is 3010 is obtained. Now when I say asterisk AR plus 3, so AR is 3000 plus 3 is 3012. Asterisk means 40 you will get. So this is how it is accessed. So once when I take an array, I can use it as if it is a pointer. And once a pointer is made to point to an array, I can use it array. So both interchangeably I can use. So if I take the same thing here, I can take int asterisk p equals to ar. Now p of 2 I can take because I'm using pointer as if it is an array because both are same. P of 2 I'll get 30. So this is the close relationship between array and pointer. So array and pointer are very closely related. So closely related, and in fact they are one and the same. Array is a constant pointer, pointer is a variable pointer. There are several questions based on this, and we'll solve the questions in the next session. I think if any concept that needs to be discussed, I'll give you in the next lecture along with the solutions to the questions that appeared in the previous exams. I think now we can